On March 27, 1977, the Tenerife Airport disaster unfolded in a tragic sequence of miscommunication, fog, and human error. This deadly accident, which remains the worst in aviation history, resulted in the deaths of 583 people when two Boeing 747s, one from KLM and another from Pan Am, collided on a fog-shrouded runway at Los Rodeos Airport, now Tenerife North, in the Canary Islands. The chain of events started with a bomb threat at Gran Canaria Airport, diverting numerous planes to the much smaller Los Rodeos Airport. With limited parking space, jets were lined up on the taxiway, which caused incoming and outgoing flights to share the main runway for both taxiing and takeoff. KLM Flight 4805 was refueled while waiting, while Pan Am Flight 1736, destined for the same destination, had to park nearby, with both flights now preparing to return to Gran Canaria once the bomb threat was cleared. Heavy fog engulfed the runway, reducing visibility to less than 1,000 feet. The air traffic controllers, unable to see the planes and lacking ground radar, relied solely on radio communications. At 5:02 p.m., the Pan Am jet received clearance to taxi along the runway, instructed to exit via third exit C3. However, the crew misinterpreted this instruction and proceeded towards the next exit, C4, which they deemed safer and easier to access in poor visibility. Meanwhile, the KLM captain, Jacob van Zanten, an experienced pilot, awaited clearance for takeoff. After receiving instructions on routing after departure, the KLM crew mistakenly interpreted a partial clearance as the signal to begin takeoff. Crucially, an overlap of radio signals led to a garbled transmission, causing the KLM crew to miss the instruction to stand by for takeoff. This tragic miscommunication meant that the KLM plane began its takeoff roll while Pan Am was still taxiing down the runway in the opposite direction. The KLM flight engineer, sensing the potential for disaster, asked, "Is Pan Am still on the runway?" But Van Zanten ignored this final chance to avoid catastrophe. Fog continued to obscure visibility, and both planes could not see each other until mere seconds before impact. At this moment, the Pan Am crew noticed the KLM jet hurtling toward them and attempted to swerve off the runway to avoid collision, while the KLM captain tried a last-second attempt to take off over the Pan Am plane. However, it was too late. The KLM plane's undercarriage struck the upper fuselage of Pan Am, tearing through it and resulting in a massive explosion. All 248 people on board the KLM flight perished instantly, while 335 passengers on Pan Am lost their lives. Miraculously, 61 people on Pan Am survived the crash, making it out through the wreckage and flames. The Tenerife disaster reshaped aviation practices worldwide. Investigations revealed that non-standardized communication was a significant contributor to the crash. This tragedy prompted global reforms, leading to more precise language protocols in cockpit communications, better training on cross-cultural communication, and increased use of radar systems at major airports. Cockpit resource management was also introduced, allowing all cockpit crew members, regardless of rank, to speak up if they sense a potential threat, reducing the risk of future miscommunication-related tragedies.